But this smoothie is really good. I'd really recommend this. This truly tastes like a milkshake. Like, why does adding peanut butter make it taste like a milkshake? I don't taste like someone took like a Reese's peanut butter cup and like put this in here. What's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me for this real talk. Sitting here with my smoothie that I just made, and it looks like chocolatey, but I don't know why it like is this color, but it's like strawberries, and I put some spinach in there, and then some ice, coconut milk, and then a little bit of peanut butter, and it kind of tastes like a chocolate milkshake, and I'm kind of about it. I don't know. There's something about the peanut butter. Also, one of my kids gave me this for Valentine's Day, and this is like the best thing ever. I like got a compliment one day when I was at Starbucks, and the lady was like, "This is so cute." And I was like, "I know." One of my kids gave it to me. Kid gifts, best gifts. So I just kind of wanted to like do this real talk, and I had a different video filmed, and I don't really know if I anticipated to like film a video about this. I was kind of nervous about addressing it because with all the stuff going on, I heard that like people were getting like demonetized for like talking about it, so like this video might get demonetized, but like whatever. I just think, I don't know, I don't think I was ready, I guess, to like film this video until, I don't know, just like stuff had happened. So for those who are new to my channel, real talks are like very unfiltered, unedited, just not really sort of planned out. I kind of plan it around like this one topic, and they're spur of the moment sort of things. But no, God, where do I even start? I feel like that with all my real talks, I'm like, where do I start? So yeah, there's been like a lot of stuff going on, as I'm sure you guys are aware. It's kind of challenging to not be aware of the stuff that's going on right now. And it's been like really weird, I think is like the best way that I can phrase it. And also it feels like the zombie apocalypse, and it's like really strange, like going into like Target for like groceries, which we haven't had like any luck at Target for groceries. I'm vegan too, so like it makes it a little bit more challenging because like we can't just buy like anything. Like we can't just buy like any milk or like any butter. Butter's been like the hot commodity that I can't really find. But anyways, so it's been like a little bit of a struggle to like do that. But anyways, it's just been like, you know, going to Target, it just feels like the zombie apocalypse because like all the shelves are just like bare, and it's just like, oh, this is like really weird right now. And I don't know, I'm just very like concerned about like a lot of things, and there's like, without getting like too political, but one of like my good friends, like my maid of honor, is a nurse, and so like she's just like in the forefront of this like right now, and so I'm just like thinking about her, and like just thinking about like all the people who I know, but then also all the people that I don't know who are like impacted by this, and like recognizing that I'm sitting in a very privileged position. And I feel like I always say that certain phrase, which is also a magic card, which is funny, but I just feel like I'm in a, like my situation is like I'm able to work from home, I'm getting paid, and Paul works from home anyway, so it's like this perfect sort of situation, and like I'm getting paid where so many people like aren't. And so recognizing that I'm very lucky to be in this position, but also I'm able to understand that other people are not in the same situation as I am, and like recognizing like, and I feel like I say this a lot of times when people are going through something that I haven't gone through. It's like I am able to understand you as much as I can because I've never been through that situation before, but I can get you as much as I'm able to, because I've never been in that situation before. So I'm just worried about like a lot of things, and like a lot of my kids, like I work at a Title I school, and so like a lot of like my kids are like the most affected of all the stuff going on right now is like the kids that I'm working with. So it's just like, it's just been like this really weird, like really weird situation is, I think, I don't know if there's anything else really better to say it. It's just like very strange. And I don't know, I just like something that's just kind of like really been bothering me, and has been just the notion of like, you can't complain about anything that's going on in your life if you're not a doctor or a nurse or a grocery store worker, or you have someone who's directly impacted by this. And I just think that's really like not okay to say that, because honestly, like, this situation is affecting everyone, and, like, I've always hated the notion of, like, don't complain because there's someone who has it worse, and I hate that so much, and that just, like, really bothers me, because it's like we need to validate other people and not, like, bring them down, and, like, kind of just, like, I had posted about, and just to, like, give some insight, and I just want to say to you, I'm not, like, expecting empathy or sympathy, like, that's not what I'm looking for here. This is just, like, part of, like, the story, and, like, why I wanted to make this is, like, I'd posted yesterday about how, like, you know, I don't know if our wedding is going to happen when it's originally scheduled, and our wedding's supposed to be on May 24th of this year of 2020, and, currently, like, where a lot of my anxieties lie in this situation, like, there are a lot of them, but a lot of where mine are right now is, like, the wedding, and it would be really hard to reschedule, because it's not like we have all of our family here, like, our family's based in New York, and so more of the story is we don't know if our wedding is going to actually happen on the scheduled date that it is, and I was just like, I'm allowed to be upset about that. Don't tell me that I can't be upset about that just because I'm not a doctor or I'm not a nurse, or because other people out there have that worse. Like, I recognize that I'm extremely lucky that I'm able to work from home and I have a job. It's like, I hate that notion of, like, you're not allowed to say anything if other people have it worse. I hate that so much, and it really frustrates me. And it's not even, like, a notion of just, like, me saying that. It's like other people should be able to do that too. That just, like, really irritates me, and it's like, I'm allowed to be upset because I don't know if my wedding is gonna happen, just like you're allowed to be upset that you lost your job and you don't have healthcare. And it's like, those things might not be equal, but we're allowed to be upset about them. Validate people in these sort of times, don't bring them down. And it just, like, really frustrated me because, like, I literally said in my post, I'm allowed to be upset about this, and people were like, other people have it worse, and I'm like, you missed the point of my post. And it was so frustrating when, like, one of my cousins messaged me and was like, hey, you're validated, it's okay. And I was like, thank you. So yeah, again, I'm not telling the story to be like, oh my god, feel bad for Tracy. Like, that's not what I'm just like, there's people that I know that are in a similar situation to me that are, like, weddings, concerts that they might have gone to, graduations. That's something that I've been really thinking about a lot, is, like, people who are not able to, like, go and graduate, like, walk during graduation, and how that, like, is a huge deal for a lot of people. And all of those people are validated, and all those people can feel any sort of a way that they want to feel, whether it's anger or sadness, or maybe a combination of both, or frustration, or grief, like, anything like that, they're allowed to feel like that. And so, yeah, okay, and then I think the part that I really want to tie into magic, so I guess I would say, like, a lot of my, like, how this is directly impacting me. A lot of people have been mentioning, like, socialization, and how, like, this situation is really truly impacting people in the sense where we're not able to socialize in the same way. And I think that's a really important thing to note. And I read this post, I'm actually gonna find it because I really enjoyed it. I saw it on Facebook, and it, like, it's like, I feel a lot of anxieties and I feel a lot of griefs, but I saw this and it, like, made me think about it positively. And it says, picture this. It's late 2020. Our houses are clean and organized. We're more connected in our relationships than ever before because we've been able to do is communicate. We're being forced to focus on self-care, and so we're thriving. We come out of our houses, the world reopens, and we are kinder, more loving, more grateful, more understanding, and more appreciative of the beauty of life and human connection than ever before. And together we rebuild the world intentionally and sustainability. And I really loved that. And I know this is, like, an awful, this situation is completely awful for so many reasons, but, like, my 2020 word is actually positive, and it's been really challenging to fulfill that word, again, because I'm at the forefront of, like, working with families who are really impacted by this, and, like, that impacts me very deeply. And so it's like I'm what's, like, I'm wearing a lot of, like, their emotions, and, like, it's like, that's really hard. And it's just, like, this post really hit me because it was, like, trying to think about this in, like, months from now, and, like, what the world is gonna look like, and I'm just trying to think about it like that, but it's really hard. And yeah, okay, so kind of, like, back to socially, so, like, a lot of people have said, like, this situation is really pushing these sort of social boundaries where we're not able to socialize, I'm gonna say in the same way, because I've been doing Skype calls and things with people, and work, we've actually been doing like Zoom meetings, and so we've been like doing that, and that's been like how we've been able to like communicate, but it is not the same, as I'm sure a lot of us know if we've been doing that, where it's just like, it's totally different. And it's even like calls to like my parents and calls to like my kids, it's like, this is not the same at all as like going every day and like seeing your face. Like it's not the same. And it's just and like I was on like a Skype call last night with my two friends. Paul was here as well, so we had like us, and then we had our friends Trav and Dan, and Trav we've been friends with like literally ever since we moved. Like we moved and we started going to like our LGS in like the end of February, and then we became like instant friends. And then Dan's like a newer friend, but someone who like we've just like really connected with. And we were like in a Skype call like last night, and we were just kind of talking about like how we all just collectively really miss like getting together and like sitting down for a game of Commander. And one thing too that like we actually talked about, which I thought was really interesting, is probably one of the top questions that I get asked that I addressed in my most recent Q&A. I'll link it in the down below if you haven't checked that out. But was like, do you still play competitive Magic? Like, do you still play Modern? And one comment that I think Dan made is he was like, or maybe it was Trav, was just like the notion of like sitting down like 1v1 is like completely different than playing Commander like with 4 players. And I was like, yeah, like absolutely. But he was like, it's just different. Like you miss the politic aspect of Commander, you miss the social aspect. And honestly, one reason, like there's many reasons that I don't play competitively anymore, and like I think just my love for Commander like has just surpasses that any love that I've ever gotten of winning a game of competitive Magic. Like it's not something that I truly enjoy. And if you're someone on my channel who plays competitively and you enjoy that, like good for you. Sealed is kind of where I get the fix, I would say, of that like 1v1 kind of competitive thing. But it's just I've really been missing my friends. I really, really miss them. And for me, like, you know, again, my family is based in New York, and so it's sort of, for me, it hasn't been so much as that, because like they live in New York and I haven't seen a lot of them, like, you know, because they live halfway across the country from me. But for me, it's like my friends that I've seen like every day. It's been like, that's where I'm really feeling it right now, is like missing those people, and like missing my LGS. And like one thing too that like Trav said that like is something that I'm really concerned about, and this might be something that's on y'all's radar too, is like, you know, certain shops that are just unable to stay open during this time. And like that's like a larger social thing is like, or a larger issue is just like that there's certain businesses that aren't going to like survive during this, and that's like, that really, really hurts me. And like one thing like I love about living in Austin so much is that we're very I don't want to say like anti-chain, but like we're very like all my favorite restaurants here like are not chain restaurants. Like all the restaurants that I go to are like one-off, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and like honestly those are my favorite places to go. Like I love restaurants like that. And the thought of some of like my favorite restaurants like potentially closing because of like all this stuff, like because they're not getting money like during these times. Sorry y'all, I don't usually cut in the middle of these, but I needed a tissue. Just the thought that like a lot of my favorite restaurants like might, you know, close and things like that, and like LGS's too, and like that, like, and I mentioned this in my Secret Lair video, like LGS's are not, like, and in restaurants too, it's like they're not businesses that just make a ton of money, you know, like unless you're like a chain and you have like, you're like a really famous chain and you have like, it's like you're not getting a lot of profit from this. Like restaurants is a lot of upkeep and a lot of stuff going into it. So it's like I'm just like thinking a lot about businesses that like are being impacted during this situation, and how like I'm worried about like places that will close. And it's like what this is going to do to those people who, you know, do have a restaurant and are not really making a lot. Like it's just like, if they weren't doing well before, like this is just going to push that even further, that they're truly not going to be doing well after this. And again, I'm trying to think about that post positively, like once this all goes over, like support local, like all that kind of stuff. And like I've just been, you know, like I just want to be able to support like these restaurants and stuff that like I know are going to be impacted, like and then unfortunately there's a lot of people, and like again recognizing that like we are able to like purchase takeout and things like that, and some people like are not in that situation, but like I think for the people who can, I think like that's really important to be like, oh, like I'm gonna support local and I'm gonna like purchase takeout right now and like support that business, because like that could truly like those purchases could really be like that defining line of like whether they open or whether they close. So I'm just like thinking about that a lot, and like I think Austin has made me like, I would say, view food really differently. Like, you know, again, I have never been someone who's been like a crazy like chain person anyway. Like I don't eat fast food, and I never really have, and it's like never really been something that, even before I was vegan, like I never really engaged in fast food anyway. And actually a lot of fast food places have come out with a lot of vegan stuff, which is great, but I've never really been into that aspect. And even like places like Applebee's or like Chili, like it's just never been like a huge thing for me. And then I just think like Austin's really made me be like appreciative of like those really small, like small businesses, and just really like I love like going to these places and stuff, and like so it's just been something. And I think LGS's too are really unique because and LGS is literally like a small business. Like there's not like a chain of this thing, you know. So yeah, I've just been like, it's been like really hard, and I really miss my friends. And I think it's like really important to like be really like overly social right now, and like keep up with people like in your lives if you're like able to like have a phone call or like a video chat. Like I think that like video chat and like phone is like so different. Like actually seeing someone's face, it's just like it's totally different. And so I think like I with Trav and Dan, actually we had chatted about playing Divinity 2 Original Sin. And for those who are like following me on Twitter, on a side note, this game is like amazing. Divinity 2 Original Sin, one of the most unique games like I've ever played, and hard. And I think like one thing I've noticed a lot about video games is like a lot of those like a lot of games are kind of like easy. You can kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of video games have gotten like easier over the years, and that's just something that I feel like I've noticed. Like even noticing like the difference between like Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. It's my favorite video game series for those who didn't know, and like just noticing like the difference in those things, and just how like much easier and progressively easier the games have gotten. It's just interesting. I like, because we were talking about that last night too, about like the original Zelda games were like supposedly really hard and like broken, and there was a lot of like, you know, crazy stuff that went on there. Anyways, Divinity 2 Original Sin, great game, and we're actually gonna do, the four of us, we're gonna like play, just to like again be social. And like I think too it was really nice to just like sit down for like 2 hours and just like talk about it. But it's like we're not, you know, we're used to like talking while we're playing a game of Commander, so playing Magic Online is very like challenging. And unfortunately I don't really think there's a lot of good like programs that support like a Commander game. Like X-Mage I guess could possibly work, but it just kind of gets a little bit janky. And again, nothing really beats paper Magic, to be honest, is kind of the opinion that I am. So we're going to be jamming that, and I'm really excited. But yeah, no, I just kind of wanted to like chat with you guys. And also I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, because that was like 30 minutes ago at this point, because I've been rambling for a really long time. Yeah, my rambling self is just like proof that I just been craving the social interaction, you know what I mean? It's just like, I really miss it. Anyways, I hope you guys are well. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was going to say in this video, or like the directions that I was really going to talk in, but moral of the story is thinking about y'all, hoping you guys are well, and just, it's like really hard to try and stay positive these times, because honestly, like, this is a very stressful situation, and this is not a great situation, like, at all. And you know, just this is really testing, I think, a lot of like the social interactions. But I think if you can support local, talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to your family members, like reach out, like see how they're doing, because that's just something that I've been thinking about, is like reaching out to like a lot of people that maybe I haven't talked to in a bit, and just being like, hey, like, you good over there? Like, this is like a really wild time. So yeah, and you know, check out this smoothie if you're interested. Coconut milk, spinach, peanut butter, like a little bit of peanut butter, ice, strawberries. That was it. It tastes like a chocolate milkshake, so, you know. Anyways, I really care about you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay. Definitely leave me a comment in the down below. Just, you know, if you want to, like a little update on like how you guys are doing. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video.